Good afternoon and a warm welcome to today's session. I am Sushmita Devishetty from upGrad. I hope everyone is safe and healthy. So just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, apart from the ones you have asked in the registration form, please type them in the Q&A. I'll bring them up at the end. So now, without further ado, we'll turn to our topic, Visa to Your Dreams and Abroad. Today we have our expert panelists, Mr. Oswald Fernandez and Mr. Ankur Dhawan. Mr. Oswald is a senior expert who has been working with the travel industry for around 20 years. Ankur is a graduate from IIT Varanasi and a postgraduate from IIM Bangalore. He's currently serving as the president of upGrad Abroad program. Over to you, Ankur.
Great. Thanks a lot. I think before I hand it over to Mr. Oswald, I think there will be some of the participant attendees who have joined this time would have been coming here first time, so they might not even be aware about the program of the one program which we are talking about today. It's called Master's Degree in Data Science, where the student can start in India online in the year one, and he can join the Germany in a university which is named IU, International University of Applied Sciences and Applied Sciences University, in the year 2 and complete his master's degree, and is eligible for 18 months of post-study work visa where he can search for a job. We have 3 options here. Either student can join as a master's in data science, or he can take up a role in management, master's in management, as well as we have a software development course for the students who are looking to do computer science. They can take up a role in cybersecurity. So we have these 3 options, and I think many of the learners who are here actually have enrolled, and they had a lot of queries around how will they get their visa and who will help them. So I've been telling that, okay, this whole responsibility lies with upGrad. We will take care of your visa process. You don't have to worry about it. We'll guide you there. As part of that initiative, we brought to you Mr. Oswald, who has been in this space, has been doing student visa for students who are going Germany, and he can give you a good idea about the process, the documents required, and how to go about it, what is the time required, success rate, the questions which you have been asking about visa. He'll be answering those questions. And then whatever new questions come to you, please feel free to put it on a Q&A box. Don't hesitate. We will try to take it all the right questions in this session, which I believe Mr. Oswald can answer. Wherever he cannot answer, don't worry. We will get you a new guest, a new expert who will be able to answer those questions in coming days. So without further ado, I think I'll ask Mr. Oswald to start the initial idea about the Germany and the German visa. I think he has a presentation which he can quickly take us through before we get into the questions.
Thank you, Mr. Ankur. Thank you, Sushmita.
Yeah, I think you can share your screen.
So, hello everyone. So, before we start, I would like to tell you a small thing about Germany. Now, Germany is a European country. So, it is the largest member of EU with a population of more than 82 million, nearly 10% being foreigners. Located right in the heart of Europe. There are capitals like Berlin, capital with 4 million inhabitants, Hamburg, Munich, Cologne. Then various landscape and pleasant climate. Cultural diversity like museum, theaters, opera house, and study and research in Germany, like there are multiple universities, technical universities, universities of applied science, college and art and music, private universities and colleges, advanced vocational study academies. Now, what is the atmosphere like? Students of international students with their atmosphere in Germany, like out of 22 lakh young people studying in Germany, are more than one out of 10 coming from abroad. So this is one fantastic thing. Like Germans, sorry about this. So these are the current facts of Indian students in Germany. So as of winter semester, like this was before the pandemic, 2017-18, there were 17,570 Indian students attending universities in Germany. Out of all this, Indians at German universities, like 13,000 are men and 4,541 are women. So Indian students are ranked as the 3rd largest group of international students in Germany. behind Chinese and Turkish students. The most popular student study programs for current Indian students in Germany are engineering, mathematics, natural science, law, economic, and social science. As of winter semester 2017-18, there were 12,188 Indian students studying for an engineering degree in Germany. So most of the students basically go for the engineering degrees in Germany. So to start with the German student visa, so the country Germany issues three types of student visas. The first one is a language post-study visa. This visa is only for the learning for German language. This is given up to 3 months to 1 year for those purpose for participating in short German language course. Second one is a student applicant visa. Like if you want to study in Germany but are still trying to find the right program, or you still haven't got the confirmation letter from the university, for this you need to be personally present in Germany to apply for this. You have to be to apply for this admission. So this is a student applicant visa. This is not like a student visa where you take a pre-admission and go to Germany. This is a you have to make yourself available in Germany and look out hunt for other universities to get you yourself admitted. Third one is a student visa. Now this is a student visa where you apply for universities from India, and once the universities accept your applications, and from here in India you can apply for your student visa directly. Now, student visa requirement. Now, these are the following requirements. The very first thing what we go for is the visa application documents. That is the application form. There are two photographs to be given, which is a white background, which is a specific given. There's a specification given by the German consulate. The photograph has to be as per their specification. The visa application form, which is to be downloaded from their website. Then all your financial proof. The financial proof means if you are supported by your parents, or if you have your own funds to support your studies in Germany, this can be shown. And apart from that, there is another funds which is called blocked account funds. Now, blocked account funds means German consulate has appointed like 2-3 financial institutes. One is a Kotak Mahindra Bank, and there is another bank, private First Capital Bank. So these two banks, financial institutes, they issue this blocked account funds. So in this funds, what happens is where you deposit the 10,000 euros in their fund, and the chances are like pretty high of getting you a visa. Then rather getting you showing your financial documents like bank statements and fixed deposits of parents, any other investments. So this is like a very tedious thing. So what German consulate has done is uh, they have introduced this blocked account fund. So this you can approach to Kotak Mahindra, and Axis Bank was also into this, but now in this current scenario, I am not aware whether they are still into it. But Kotak Mahindra is already into this. They are still issuing blocked account funds for German students. So after that is your university proof of university admission. Now, once you are admitted, once your application is accepted by the university will send you a confirmation over an email mentioning that you are been admitted, your application has been accepted, and kindly get in touch with the German consulate or embassy to know your further process of your student visa. So this is the initial letter what the university will send you. After that, the fourth is your education, your previous whatever education you have done from India, like bachelor's, your master's, or if you have all this, you need to enclose the documents of this original set plus a Xerox copy of the set. Fifth point is the student's travel insurance. So this is the most important thing. Travel insurance is very important for everyone who are traveling to Europe. Without this, immigration officer will not allow you to enter. So this should be have a minimum capacity of euros 30,000 euros to 50,000 euros. This is the base capacity what the German consulate has kept. The sixth is the university entrance qualification. So your university must have given some entrance test or entrance qualification test or something like that to qualify you. So that they will give you some certain type of a document. Seventh is the German certificate of German or English language proficiency. If your university is required to have a German language or English language, you need to have this certification done. So what I was talking about is the financial aspects of your visa application. Now this block fund is a special type of a bank account for international students in Germany to prove you have enough funds to live in Germany for 1 year during your studies. So as of 2021, it is estimated that a foreign student in Germany will spend an average of 860 euros per month at a minimum for a living expense. So you need to have 10,332 euros in your bank account before applying for a German student visa. So if you have this, there are more chances of your visa to get expedited or your visa to get approved faster than rather getting into other all paper financial paperwork. Now this application process for visa. So once you get your university letter confirmation, you need to approach the nearest German embassy or a consulate. With the application, with the confirmation letter, you need to write to them mentioning that you have been admitted to this so-and-so university and I would like to apply for the visa at the earliest. Kindly help me with the visa requirement. Now, visa requirements keeps changing every month, every now and then, depending on the new rules set by the government. So what I have given you a basic thing, but that is required, but still there are changes keep coming every time. So you need to keep monitoring their website, keep checking onto the German embassy website or the German consulate website. So if you are now, once you are going for this application, if you are staying in North, there's an embassy in Delhi. If you are staying in South, there's a consulate in Chennai. If you are in West, there's a consulate in Mumbai. And if you are in East, there's a consulate in Kolkata. So for students who are residing in different regions, they can approach the nearest consulate at their residence. So once you write to them, the consulate will send you a reply within 24 hours to 48 hours with the required documents to be provided to them. So once you are ready with all the documents, paper part, you need to apply for a visa appointment. Now this visa appointment is like not directly with the consulate. German embassy has appointed an outsourced agent, a third party agent known as VFS Global Services Private Limited. Now they are one of the leading visa processing company for most of the diplomatic missions around the globe. So once you write to them or once you just log on to their website, you can just select the student visa and the appointment calendar will be shown in front of you. So you can select whichever is the earliest one, and once your paperwork is there, you can select whichever the earliest appointment date available, and you can be present on that particular date and time. Once you are at the application center, the staff will assist you with scrutinizing with all your documents, starting from your passport to your application form, your photograph, your education documents, your financial documents, your any other documents if you have for all these things. Then once your documents are all accepted, your fingerprints, your biometrics will be taken. And once your biometric is done, the visa fees will be taken. So fees of euro 75 will be taken, plus the VFS handling charges of somewhere around 1,500 to 2,000 rupees will be charged for you. Once your application is accepted, the process time takes anything between 15 to 25 working days or up to 30 working days. This can go up to more than that too, depending on the university, depending on your paperwork, depending on the timelines or the workload what the consulate has. Once your application is done, it is not guaranteed that your visa will be granted to you. There are certain things, plus and minus in the application form. The consulate officer may call you for a visa interview, or they may ask you to present some additional documents, or they may call you for some cross counter questions too. So you need to be prepared for that. The best time to apply for a German student visa is immediately once you receive the university letter of admission and securing the necessary fund to live and study in Germany. Now, this is the university requirements for Indian students. So when you are going for getting an admission, you need to have this. These are the basic requirement what they ask for. This is your education qualification, grades transcript, that is the mark sheets and other documents supporting your qualification, language proficiency, additional standardized test, that is some additional test they might ask you to write. But sometimes earlier they used to do this, but I'm still not aware if they are doing this or not. Motivation letter or a recommendation letter. Now, motivation letter is they ask you, why have you selected Germany, or why have you selected this course to study in Germany? So this is something you need to create yourself. Then an updated CV about yourself, mentioning everything in details part. ID documents means our Indian government issues only Indian passports, which is widely accepted. They may not accept Aadhaar card or PAN card, but passports is one of the main documents which they accept. So accommodation in Germany. When you are going for applying for a visa, in the application, they will ask you, where are you going to stay? Either if your university is giving your accommodation in the campus, you can mention that you will be staying in the campus, or the university document itself will say that you have been provided an accommodation within the campus. Or if this is not there, then you can say that you have arranged accommodation for few days, and once you are in Germany, you will start looking out for an accommodation in a sharing accommodation or a private accommodation based on your budget. So now this is once you arrive in Germany, it is advisable that you go. There are a lot of apartments, and you can choose the most suitable, which suitable can cost time and additional money. That once you find your accommodation, you must get to the local authorities for registration your address in Germany. Now, since you will be a foreigner in Germany, you need to register with the local authorities as well as at the Indian consulate or the Indian embassy over there, mentioning that you are a student and you will be here for so and so period. One won't be eligible to enroll his or her college course at university if they don't have a copy of your registered address. So this is very important. Once you have a registered address, your local ID cards will be issued to you. Your other things will be in process, like bank accounts and other things that will be in process. So these are the basic things one has to be in mind. Now, currently, German consulate is closed due to pandemic. They are issuing only student visas and work permit visas. Now, in case if you have your admission, you need to write to them and tell them that your admission and admission that you have been admitted at the university and your course starts from so and so time. And then they will reply to you what has to be done next. Currently, they are not accepting any phone calls or any other visa queries. They are only entertaining visas, student visa and work permit visas. This is it. So this is it, and thank you. This is the end of the presentation. Thank you so much, Mr. Ankur.
Great. I think you can stop the presentation and we can talk now the questions which people are asking.
Yes.
Yeah. You can stop sharing your screen so that we can see you now.
Yes, Mr. Ankur.
Can you stop sharing your screen?
Yes. Yes.
I think your camera is off. Can you just turn on so that we can see you?
Yes.
Great. I think first few questions which are coming to my mind before we pick up the questions from the students. The question which comes to my mind is that once I have a confirmed offer letter from a university,
Yes.
how much time should I keep in a buffer to get a German visa? So you mentioned few things, and I think your process was,
Yes.
you started saying that, okay, first figure out what are the German visa requirement if there's any change. I think that is something upGrad will take care of, and will inform the student that, okay, this is the requirements you have. If there's any change, we'll inform them. Now, from that point of view, they have a confirmed offer letter. What is the buffer they should keep before they actually have to start their courses? Because you mentioned once you go there, you have to register in the local consulate as well, Indian consulate. So what is that buffer we should keep before our course starts?
This is like once you go there, from here the process is like the visa granting is, it takes 15 to 20 working days, or it can
20
go
working days.
30 working days too, depending on their workload or whatever they receive, student applicants.
So 30 working days means 1.5.
Yes, 1 month
of
from the date of appointment, not from the date of admission, not from the date of admission, but from the date of appointment, visa appointment at the VFS Global Services.
And how it is easy to get a VFS appointment? Because let's say if I have to look for an appointment today, like today, obviously everything is closed, so I'm not sure. But earlier, when it used to be a smoother process, maybe 2019 when you were doing this,
Yes.
How easy was it to get a visa appointment with VFS?
Appointments are pretty easier with VFS. They don't turn down for students, and they have a lot of if they don't have a normal slots available, then there is something called a premium launch services where you pay some fees, and then then you don't have to go in a queue where you'll be taken up into a separate launch. You'll get a personalized services and everything. So which is at an additional extra cost.
Okay. And VFS offices as well as German consulate we talk about.
Yes.
Are they available? How many cities will have a VFS office? Let's say I belong a city where the German embassy is near there, but VFS office is there. Can I still go to VFS office and do the application?
You cannot go to the consulate, but you have to go to the VFS itself. So VFS is presence is available in all metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and some remote locations like Jaipur they have selected, and then there was sometime in Goa also. But they accumulate, they see how many students are there from particular cities, and then they once in a month they set up a mobile metric center just for a day or two. So it depends. So, but all the metro cities they are available.
Got it. So student has to first figure out the closest metro where the VFS office is available, and then do the online application to book for the visa slot, appointment slot.
Yes, very first is the appointment. Once you get an appointment, there is an application form which needs to be filled out. It's a very simple form, and I can also assist in getting the form filled.
Sure.
Or the VFS has a help desk person over there who helps in filling out the form over there.
Sure. Now, you mentioned that there has to be 75 euros as a fee. Now, this has to be given, so because Indian currency only is what we will have. So, do they convert the current 75 euros into the Indian currency and take, or do we have to arrange the euros before we go there?
Yeah, this is like they charge a 75 euros equivalent to INR, so which comes to 6,600 or around 6,800, not more than 7,000 rupees. So that has to be paid in Indian currency, and plus VFS will charge over and above to that. They are handling charges around 1,500 to 2,000 rupees.
So we don't need to take the euros with us. We just need to take Indian currency, and they will take this.
Yes, Indian currency. Plus they started taking bank cards, Mastercard, credit cards, debit cards. They accept all.
Okay, so it is paid online as well. No need to take cash.
So online now they must have started. Earlier it was like a swipe card. They used to accept.
Okay.
Initially, when they started, it was only cash transaction. Later on, they switched on to credit cards, debit cards, and all sort of payments.
Okay. So once you go there, you give the payment. They will take your biometric, and after that, you will get a confirmation that your application is submitted, and wait for the time being.
Yes.
And during this 1.5 month, 25 to 30 days, how does a student know what is the status of his application?
Generally, consulate does not declare any status. They don't say where is your application, at what stage they have cleared. They don't say anything. So
Okay.
once and VFS has no control over it. VFS is just a handling agent. They just collect a
Okay.
document from you, just put it in their docket and send it to the embassy or a consulate. So they don't
Okay.
have any role in giving you some assurance whether your visa will be granted or not. They will just take your documents, take your biometrics, collect fees, and send you away.
So
So
let's say your visa is granted or rejected, whatever be the case. The communication comes to the student in what form? Is it a phone call? Is it an email? Is it a letter?
you receive an email saying or an SMS saying that your passport has been released from the consulate. Please visit to your VFS center where you submitted the application to collect your passport.
Okay. Okay.
Even in that, they don't mention clearly whether your visa has been granted or it's been rejected. They will only just say
Okay.
that your application, your passport has been released. Kindly go and collect
Okay.
your passport.
Okay. Okay. So in a way, you have to go back to the same office of VFS and collect your passport, and then you will get to know whether VFS is accepted. Sorry, the German embassy is granted or rejected. What has been your experience like? Because you have been doing a lot of German student visa.
Yes.
What have been your experiences? Do they reject visa very often? Like we hear about US, it's
Yeah,
very difficult to get a visa.
sorry, rejections are not rejections means they are rejected only if people are like undergrads or graduates or or they have just done bachelors and they think something fishy, so they see okay, this person is not that eligible, so that is the line where they reject. But people who are going for masters, PhDs, those never get rejected unless
Got
on
it.
some financial grounds it gets rejected.
And financial ground will not be the case for the student because they are anyway expected to deposit 10,332 euro with the German bank, which is proof of financial resources,
Yes. So
so that they can. So basically, what I'm hearing is that unless you really do something wrong,
yes.
the master's visa is not. Bachelor's visa is difficult to get in Germany, I understand,
Yes.
because the jobs also are not available in India in Germany for bachelor's, mostly for masters. But master's visa is more or less available. One question which we keep getting, and I think that will help a lot of people here to understand. Let's say I have a visa rejection from US for my a typical tourist visa, not a student visa. I'm not talking about.
Okay.
Will that be so? If there is a rejection on my passport saying that US tourist visa has been rejected, does it impact my chances of going to Germany as well?
No, no, not at all. Earlier, they used to ask, the consulate countries used to ask why this visa has been rejected. What was the reason? But now, most of the countries are not concerned. They are saying it is not our matter, it was their matter. They have rejected on their ground. So we are
Yeah.
not really, it does not really matter to us. So
Okay.
like that. So it does not matter to them.
So as far as if you are not rejected by Germany for the visa, you can assume that you will be able to get Germany visa, even if you have some rejection earlier because of
Yes. In case if you had
document.
a previous German visa rejection, they issue a letter why your visa was rejected. So you need to enclose that letter and give them a answer why it was been rejected. So your answer should be, which should suffice for them. They should become like okay, it's a genuine answer, like so they should get convinced that it was a genuine reason, the visa was got rejected or something like that.
So during this 20-30 days, and I know this might be a gossip for you, or you might know a little bit more inside what is happening there. This 30 days, what do they do with your document? Like, is it like manually they verify documents? They call some people, they do a background check, they do a civil check. What do they do?
No, not a civil check. They have a lengthy process because a lot of applications, so it goes in phase wise. They do make a background check on your education certificates. They do check calling some people who are, like they may just call the banks also just to find out, okay, are the funds really there? Or is it just created or and just attached to the application just for visa purpose? Like many
Uh,
people used to do this, just for visa purpose, people used to take money, borrow money, keep it in the account, and once the visa was done, the account, the funds were again transmitted. So that is why they started doing all this background checks. So that is why it takes a little bit of time and all this.
Got it. No, this is very useful information because there are always some
Yes.
miscreants who will find ways of
The applicant may
subverting
not
the
know
process.
that a background check has been done.
Yeah.
But the consulate.
There will be a background.
Yes.
I think one thing which I'm hearing from you, and I think typically students are very careless when it comes to keeping their phone numbers intact. So whatever phone number or email ID you're using, you need to keep checking it, and you cannot let that phone go. Like you stop using it. If you're using a prepaid card, at least ensure that till the time you get your visa, the card is active.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I think. The communication will come on a phone as well as email. So both should be active.
So you can always keep one email and one cell number where it is very easy for them to communicate. And in case if you miss also, no problem. They will always give a call back. So 2 times or 2 till 3 times they will make a call in case if they want to have a personal interview or have some questions to the applicant.
Okay. Yeah. So this is.
Yeah. And finally, if they don't get a response from the student, they may just write an email. Your application has been closed. Kindly collect your documents from the DFS. So they don't.
Yeah. So what you are saying is the interview is not a norm that they don't interview all the candidates, but some of the candidates can get called from the embassy, and they should be picking those calls. In case they are not able to pick calls, maybe twice and thrice, then they will not pursue the visa. So that's also an important point to keep in mind when your visa is in process. Please keep your phone always working. And if you see an unknown number, either call back or at least pick up the call. Don't go into the true caller and not picking up the call.
When you make a call back, you come to know, okay, it was a German consulate. Somebody called from German consulate. If somebody well and good, you can just tell, I got a call, I was a student visa, and then they'll redirect it to the concerned department.
True. And I think that happens for nearly all the visas.
There are separate offices, like for tourist visa, there's a scrutinizing officer. For student visa, there's another person. For business visas, so there are different officers who are scrutinizing all these documents.
Got it. And you mentioned that the amount has to be, maybe you said Kotak can also help you in putting the bank amount in the bank.
Blocked account fund.
They have a block, but is Kotak the right bank? Because once you go to Germany, will you be able to withdraw money from Kotak Bank, or should you have some German bank?
No, you can still withdraw from Kotak Bank. They'll issue your international card. You can withdraw it from that. Axis Bank also is into this, and there's one private financial company. I guess it's First Capital.
First Capital, okay.
Yes. So there's 3 institutes who are there, but Kotak is one of them.
Okay. And what about banks like Deutsche Bank? Can we open an account from here in Deutsche Bank?
Bank is their own national bank, so that is far better than the Indian banks.
So is there a way of opening a bank account online with the Deutsche Bank and putting money there?
Online, one needs to call them and speak to them. So
anyway, Deutsche Bank is not in India, so obviously you can always open with them.
Yes, you can always.
Yeah, Deutsche also has got a branches in India, so we can open that.
Yes.
Great. And as far as health insurance, you mentioned it's very important. 30,000 to 50,000 euro coverage is required.
Yes.
What is the cost typically for this kind of a health insurance if someone has to buy?
Depends on the premium, depends on the applicant's age and how long are they going to stay. Like for a year, it should cost around 7,000 to 8,000 Indian currency.
Okay, Indian currency. People were worried about 8,000 euro is not even the fees.
So the
7 to 8,000 Indian.
Go with Tata AIG, or you can go for Bajaj Allianz, or you can hire. You can take any German insurance company.
Yeah. I think one question which people have asked is regarding this Ielts exam. So for our students till now, the Ielts is a requirement of a university or embassy. Just for clarification.
Sorry, I didn't get this.
The Ielts exam, the English proficiency exam, is it required for the embassy or is it required by the university to give you?
It's required by the university. If the university says that this language proficiency is required, then you have to go for that. It's not an embassy requirement.
Yeah, that's a university requirement. That's what I thought.
Yes.
And in case university is giving you admission, because university has to follow the German education law. Yeah. And if they are getting a waiver, then they are giving you a waiver. If they don't get, they will not get. So it's something which is the rules which we have to follow.
That's right.
So just to answer that, Ielts is not a requirement by embassy for issuing a visa. But if the university has kept a requirement, then they will ask you to give the proof of Ielts.
Yes, there's a English proficiency and there's a German. So IELTS as well as German course is called Goethe. So
Sorry, what is
Goethe,
called?
Goethe, Goethe, Goethe. So
Goethe.
for
Okay.
German language it is Goethe, and for English it is IELTS.
Yeah.
IELTS.
If someone is going to study in a public university where the German language is mandatory, then he has to give the German language.
Yes, then the German course is very important.
Yeah, yeah. I think the first question which came from Yashwant Vamsi is regarding, can you suggest any courses for EC specialization students? So, Yashwant, though it's not related to visa, I'll just clarify this for you. The course which you're talking about, whether it's Masters in Data Science or Masters in Cybersecurity, both can be applied by ECM, assuming Electronics and Communication Engineer. Both courses are any EC engineer can apply there and get into the data science field or cybersecurity field. Both the fields are upcoming fields as well as the jobs of future, because you talk to anybody, everything is going to be done by data science in coming days. So anybody who is looking for building a career in a field which is going to continue to exist maybe 20 years down the line, he will find that, that data science is one of the best field, or cybersecurity as the case may be. So I will suggest that you talk to our counselor. They will be able to help you apply for data science degree. Uh, what are the sources to purchase medical insurance for Germany? I think we covered is that we talked about Bajaj Alliance, one of those banks, insurance companies, and
but avoid getting ICICI Lombard, because some consulates don't accept certain companies like ICICI Lombard. Then there is Reliance Insurance, a lot of private insurance players who are there. But the main majority which is accepted is Tata AIG, Bajaj Allianz. Then there is any German insurance company. Like earlier, there was this company called Ralliger. It was German Ralliger, Apollo Munich. But I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Apollo Munich has sold it to some Indian subsidiary. So I think they are no more Apollo Munich now.
sure, sure. So
So
I agree with you.
because the list will be given on the embassy website, which insurance are accepted.
Sure. I think Bajaj Alliance is safe bet because Alliance is a German company
Yes.
and it's a joint venture. The safe bet will be to go with Bajaj Alliance. It is most acceptable.
Yes.
And they will have the best network also when you go to Germany. And in case you need to really use your insurance, you also need to see that if the coverage in terms of the free coverage, whatever you call it,
Yes.
not the reimbursement one, will be available in those. Do we have to book appointment ourselves or will upGrad assist? upGrad will assist you, just to answer your question, but appointment booking, when we are doing, you will be getting the OTP or whatever accreditation you will get from from the embassy. You need to support us for booking the appointment. We will be helping you in booking the appointment and filling the visa application form. Um, Visa requirement here list English proficiency. How will that be handled in case of upGrad program? upGrad program says IELTS is not needed. As clarified to you earlier before I took this question, that visa requirement does not have a English proficiency unless the university is asking to do a English proficiency. In this case, university has right now given a waiver to students for English proficiency. That's why the embassy will also not exist. But if you're going for a university where we also don't have an IELTS waiver, then obviously we will also ask you to produce the document for the university as well as embassy. For this particular program, we're talking of IU Germany. IELTS is not required. What is the minimum time student has to study in Germany to be eligible for 18 months post-study work permit? Do you have an answer for this? What is the minimum time required to study in Germany?
This is basically like whatever, once their course is done. Now German issues a certain visa, like employment visa. Uh, so what?
Job search visa.
Yes, that it's only given for a 6 months. During the 6 months, you need to search for a job, and you can be over there during the 6 months. And once you get a job, then your visa will be converted into a work permit, regular work permit.
Yeah. So the process, Sandeep, now this is not very clearly mentioned because unlike other countries, Germany has never insisted on time to be spent in the Germany for getting a post-study work visa. Their law says that you have to have a degree from Germany campus. So you have to be in the campus, but duration is not specified very clearly in those laws. So this is a little gray area. Some universities say that even 6 months should be okay. But our recommendation is to spend at least 12 months in Germany because it's not the question of only getting a job search visa. It is more about acclimatizing yourself with the Germany, knowing about their culture, knowing about their language, knowing about the people, building the network to find a job. So the longer you stay in Germany, which is minimum 1 year, we are saying,
Yes.
better are your chances of getting a job quickly, so that you can become part of the Germany. So that our recommendation will be, but yeah, there is no right and wrong answer here, because even 6 months can also lead to 18 months of job search visa. There is one more question. What are the financial documents? So in case someone is not giving, is there an option of not doing a 10,000 euros deposit and still giving a proof of financial resources?
Yes, then they have to show how are they going to support, like either ways of mutual funds in any investment part, like fixed deposits, mutual funds, any equities, so which should be equivalent to that 10,000 euros.
Yeah. So I think you can do that. Answer is yes. If you want to do, and you want to be you don't want to deposit money upfront.
Yes.
But the chances of visa will be less, because then they will have a lot more questions on the proof of financial resources compared to straight away showing that, okay, this is the bank account where I have deposited the money as an escrow. And anyway, so once we go there, we need to spend. So better we arrange the money now.
Statement. German consulate scrutinizes the statement. They see what funds are coming in, what funds are going out, which date it has come. During this time, there was no less of fund. All of a sudden, so much fund has come. How is it? So they scrutinize, they study all that statements. So it is always advisable to have a block fund account.
Yeah. So I think it's like in Canada, if you're going try to get SBS visa. Similarly, I'll say if you're going to Germany, better do a proper proof of block the bond. And that's what we have been recommending, that students should be depositing this account and ensure that they get 100% probability of getting a visa.
Yes.
Can we carry out our banking transaction with the banks in India? I mean, our existing bank accounts. I don't know what was the question. Once you reach Germany, you can always access your bank account. I think nobody stops you from accessing that bank account.
You have to access it as an international transaction or convert it into an NRI account or something like that.
Yeah. So there will be a forex. Basically, if you go and withdraw money from a German ATM from your Indian bank account, you will be incurring the forex transaction rate.
Yes, they'll charge you a foreign exchange rate of exchange. The charges will be applied.
Okay, so someone is also careful about, when I go to Germany, can I use my same cell phone operator? I don't think Airtel or Vodafone or even the Jio will be working in Germany. So I think you'll have to find a new operator there. But your WhatsApp will be working. Don't worry. WhatsApp does not require to use the same cell phone operator. So that's the answer to your question. You will find a better services there. I think Vodafone, even in Germany, Vodafone is there. But Vodafone UK or Vodafone Europe will be there, and you will be getting a good service. Don't worry. Is there any possibility to get a loan from the bank? Yes, this program, both data science and cybersecurity as well as MIM, are approved a loan from the bank. Depends upon the your current financial capability, your CIBIL score, and many other things. You can get in touch with one of the counselors. They will be able to guide you about the education loan. Education loan has been there. A lot of students, like I think before this, in the beginning, Mr. Oswald mentioned about close to 15,000 students who are in Germany right now studying.
Yes.
So many of them would have taken a loan, and it's easy to get a loan. Education loan is not difficult to get because the amount is very less compared to the amount which you require to study in, let's say, in Australia, in US, in Canada. Typically, the amount required to study there is 40 to 50 lakhs. In this case, you are taking only 20 lakhs, so loan should not be difficult to get.
That's right.
So some universities requirement proficiency in language ask medium of instruction is enough. So visa process also medium. So Ashok Babu Kari, I think this question is what I have answered already for you, that in case university is okay with medium of instruction being English, then the embassy will not ask you question. Embassy will also say, show me the medium of instruction, what was your name. In case university insists on IELTS score, the embassy will also insist on IELTS score. So it's a question of your university, not the embassy. How long can someone get to stay on student applicant visa in Germany? I think this is a little deeper question I'll answer. I think Mr. Oswald can help me here. Once you go from here to Germany, you get a 3-month visa.
Yes.
Once you reach Germany, then you convert your visa to Mr. Oswald can help it. Yeah. Please.
So initially what consulate does is they will issue an entry visa, which is valid for 3 months. It does not mention any duration of stay on that or how many times you can exit and enter, but it will be just a national visa only to enter Germany. So once you are there, you need to approach the local authorities. You need to tell them that you have been enrolled in this university, your course is for so long, and based on the course, they will give you a permit to stay. Like if your course is for 1 year, they may issue a visa for 1 year, like 365 days stay.
Yeah. Yes, this I think explained. How long can this is okay? Proof of accommodation is compulsory to obtain a visa. I think yes, you need to show where will you stay in Germany, and that is where we will help you. The accommodation can be in the campus of the university or outside university. Typically, what we have seen is people will take some accommodation when they go from here, but after they go there, they can change their accommodation.
Yes.
As you will find cheaper accommodation once you have 4 people staying in a 2-bedroom apartment and sharing groceries, and that have been the case mostly for all the students, whether they are in Germany or in US or Australia. People will share resources and save money. Yes, so before you go, you need to show some residence where you will go and stay, but after that you can always change. Do we also need to know the German language? If you are going for German language course, you need to know German language. In our case, it's an English taught course, so you don't need to show English German language requirement. This is a question from Vaibhav Mishra. Can you tell me about health insurance? It can be taken in India or we have to take after entering Germany? I think answer Harendra will be that health insurance has to be taken before you apply for visa. So it cannot be taken once you enter into Germany. Without health insurance, you cannot even apply for the visa.
That's right.
Yeah. Which one is good to opt for, public or private university? This question was answered in last webinar. I believe I'll leave it. If you want, you can go to the recordings of the last webinar. You'll find the answer there. Blocking amount, what is required to do this? How much it may cost? So blocking amount is 10,332 euro, which is the cost of 1 year living. How much is it may cost? When we do a deposit, I think, is there an additional requirement from the bank apart from this 10,000? Do they ask for additional?
Some additional of service charges or something they may charge.
Yeah, so some service charges will, but they will be negligible compared to the amount which you are paying.
Yes.
Any online German classes which you can suggest, sir? Don't worry, Shinithin. We will help you out with all the options which you can take if you want to study from India as well, German language. And also, once you go there, IU will give you free German language courses. So both the option exists. Please join the next webinar. We will have one or more alumni coming up and talking about German language requirements there. So you can learn from them. And what are all the process upGrad will help in this? upGrad will help you in all the process in terms of assistance. Yes, steps has to be taken by you only, but we will assist you in each and every step. If I do MS in data science from India only through IU, in this case, I am eligible for 18 months work visa. If yes, then what is the process? How many extra fees I need to pay to study there apart from expense? Ankur, I think what you are saying is that you want to do the data science MS online. And this was discussed in the first webinar itself, that if you do a pure online studies, even if it is a master's degree in Germany, you will not get 18 months work visa. 18-month work visa is only available when you go to the campus and study for 1 year. Is it 6 months or 18 months stay back? 6 months in case you are going only for job search visa without studying in Germany. If you're going and studying in Germany, it is going to be 18 months stay back. Do we have to show block fund post study? Yes, I have. Do we have to show block fund for post study work visa for 18 months? This is, as far as I understand, you don't have to show blocked amount once you are in the Germany for extending your visa for 18 months.
No.
During that time, you are allowed to work full time.
Yes.
And earn for your living costs. So once you are in Germany, you are not supposed to show further blocked amount unless you are extending for studies. So there will be students who will go for a 2-year program and they will extend to 3-year or 4-year. In that case, they may be asked to show blocked amount. There also, the rules are not very clear. People have seen that they have not been asked. So if you remember the last webinar, we had Mr. Tarun who told us about that he was not asked to show blocked amount for his year 3 because he's extending beyond year 2. So answer is yes, it depends on the German embassy. But for post-study work visa, you don't need to show block amount.
Right.
In some university, they are asking tuition fee also, whether we have to show that money during visa process apart from 10,000 euros. Unless you pay. So Harendra, answer to that question will be, unless you paid university, they will not issue you confirmed appointment letter. So first university fees has to be paid, only then you get confirmed appointment letter. And then only you pay 10,330 euro. Otherwise, you can't get a visa. Visa is only when you have a confirmed offer letter from the university. Will their government provide scholarships for international students? Yes, German government provides scholarships and you can apply for that. Once you have an offer letter from the university, use that and get the scholarship from the government. Is there any chance to get loan for living expenses? Yes, living expenses are covered in education loan. Harendra, you get the loan for full amount, tuition fees as well as the living expenses. What will happen if I go bankrupt while being in Germany due to any serious reason? You will be deported back. I think that's the only thing which will happen. In case you are, and how do you declare bankruptcy? Something I don't know. But if you go and say that I don't have money, they might ask you to go back. Sorry.
So they may ask you, how did you get your visa if you are bankrupt? So
yeah. So unless you are going there and gambling, which you should not do because you are going there to study, I don't see a reason how will you go bankrupt. But a good question. What is the cost of health insurance? Already discussed, around 6,000 to 8,000 Indian rupees. Is upGrad gonna do VFS work, health insurance, block account, SOP, etc.? We will assist you, but appointment can only be given to the student, and student has to go and give biometrics. So unfortunately, upGrad cannot do your biometrics and send it to the VFS. It will have to be done by you, but we will assist you in the process and guide you how to do it.
Right.
My son is going to BTech last year. He's willing to study UK, course fee detail, etc. Please. Abdul, our counselor will help you for UK. Don't worry. This forum is for Germany and the visa in Germany. So I'll let this question pass, but don't worry. One of our counselor will reach out to you. Is there campus placement in Germany? Again, it's not a visa question. We'll cover it in the next webinar. How are accommodation in Bad Honnef than Berlin? Which campus is good? Oswald cannot answer this question, but from my point of view, Bad Honnef is a large campus. They have accommodation within the campus, and Berlin is a capital city, so you get to see the city, which is a lot of English speakers being there. So it's a personal choice. What are you looking for? Are you looking to go and experience Germany as it is? Is that like their countryside? Then Bad Honnef is a good city. You can get a lot of German experience there. In case you stay in Berlin, you will feel like that you are staying in one of those multicultural cities like Tokyo, Berlin, yes, London. So experience will be similar to that. That completes the Q&A questions, and these are good questions. I see if there's something in chat. One thing which I think Ms. Neetu Tom has asked, I'll let you. Do the Germany allow dependent visa? Let's say if I get a student visa, can I take a dependent with me?
Germany does not issue a dependent visa, but they issue a visitor visa for students who are staying there. So that could be, the stay could be anything from 30 days to 90 days, not more than 90 days. So that is possible, but it's not issued as a dependent visa. It is issued as a visitor visa.
Yeah. So answer is, Neetu, I think we have been telling all our students that in Germany, unless you're going for a PhD, you will not be allowed for dependent visa. Reason being, it's a 1-year course. In 1 year, government will not allow you to bring any dependent. You can stay without them. But if your dependent wants to visit you, it's allowed. They can come for a visitor visa and stay up to 3 months, then go back and then come again if that is what is so much required. But given this is a 12-month course, I think we can live without dependent for a year and bring them whenever we have a job. As soon as we have a job, we can afford. When we can afford the stay in Germany, we are allowed to bring the dependents, whether it's parents or husband or wife or kids. Everybody is allowed. I think we are already at 4 p.m. Thanks a lot for your time, Mr. Oswald. It was nice talking to you and understanding details about the German embassy and German visa. I hope all of us, our learners and prospective learners, enjoyed it and found answer to the question. Yes. And thanks a lot. I think. Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great.
It was nice.
And and we will be announcing another webinar. Please wait for that. This webinar will be done in for again one more alumni who is from IIIT Bangalore, who's done LJMU course and still in Germany and found a job. We'll learn more from her how the job scene is in Germany.
Great.
Thank you. Take care.